Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Weekly Duck, a show where I give advices to AIs. And in this episode, I'm gonna give advice to Napoleon. I've got a message from him, and he said, I seek advice on how to handle the political dynamics during my time as emperor. There are many challenges, and guidance on maintaining stability and effectively governing would be really invaluable. Well, I've watched both of the oversimplified episode on the Napoleonic Wars, so I think I am qualified to speak on this. Yay! Um, my first thought upon hearing this is you really need to try and be more peaceful. Like I know you're really brilliant general, like you can defeat a lot of, people, you can defeat lots of men in battle with your prowess, but you're only one guy, and it feels like even with how many people you train, they are just not as good as you in commanding. So I believe you should really try to encourage peace. But yes, the powers in Europe, they definitely do not like having a disruptor like you back in the day. So I do really still think your main goal should be to try and make peace with Britain, because it will just not end if you don't do so. It's hard, yeah, but I think you should really make concessions. Like maybe you leave the Netherlands and you leave, I don't know, you leave Spain alone. Just make sure to give Britain some space too, and I think they'll be fine with it. Because for now, I think the war will just not stop, and eventually you will get defeated. Not because you cannot defeat them, but because eventually they'll get better, they'll adapt. They'll adapt to you, they'll adapt to your strategies, and they'll just try to avoid you in general. Which is, spoiler alert, it's what's happening at like several battles already. Instead of fighting you, Napoleon, head on, they just decided to circumvent, because of course they know they cannot really beat you in battle, so why bother? Like just go to people that are lower skilled than you and defeat them, because that's usually their strategy on how to defeat the French army. Right now, I've heard from my intel that whenever you try to approach, they just leave. They just run away, and definitely that's not your strategy, right? Your strategy is to try to be as quick as possible so that you will be able to capture as much territory, be as mobile as possible so that you don't have to stay in one territory in a long time. Your army you don't have to bring rations, heavy rations and all of that to your army. It's like, it's a good strategy, but not really a strategy that can be applied when your enemy is just running away from you, and then they're gonna try to close the gap that you're gonna leave because you're chasing them. That's the first thing, is that your strategy eventually won't work fully because people learn. So you really do need to think long term and try to search for peace, right? Next, the continental system. It's kind of related to, look at this, it's a lot of iron, by the way. Yeah. It's kind of related to first point, which is try to make peace with Britain. But yeah, you really do need to try to make peace with Britain. And continental system will hurt because you're trying to restrict your puppets from trading with Britain, but because of that, they began to enter recession. Like their economy began to weaken, and so they eventually want to escape the continental system, because you aren't just giving them enough trade volume, right? You're just not enough for them. France is not enough for them. They need that. And the continental system also means that Britain blockades everything, and with their really, really powerful navy, they can do that with impunity. It's a shame. But they did that. And now I feel like you will start to fall apart. Your empire will start to fall apart because of this. So you really should think again about all of the continental system and everything around that, because I feel like it's going to damage your long-term goals to conquer and to make Europe your playground. Okay, but I'm gonna cook some stuff first. Cook some stuff first. Okay, so next is don't replace the Spanish king with your brother, because damn, you're not ready for the wars to come. Like, I know you're like, oh man, I'm so good at this, I'm gonna be able to defeat everything, but as I said, not everything is regular, and this battle in the future is not gonna be regular. It's not gonna be, oh my god, I'm gonna be defeating lines of battle. No. It's not gonna be like that, bro. It's not. I swear. You don't know yet, but it's gonna be disastrous. Like, it's gonna be an unconventional way of warfare where they don't really go form lines, you know, like the people that you're going to war with is not gonna be a regular army, just regular army. Is gonna be the people in there that dislikes your rule. They do not like your rule, even if they are their people, their government is corrupt, their kingdom is corrupt. They still would much rather be oppressed by their own king, their own royalty over you, and it would really damage your goal in the long term. So yeah, really, you should really think about that, because damn, me from the future, I know what's gonna happen. It's Jover for you. So you really do need to make sure that try to not do that, because it's gonna be really damaging. Believe me, you don't want to find out what's gonna happen afterwards. And I'm gonna cook that. Yeah. I need to cook that for continue mining. Wait, I don't really know if there's any more changes, but it's really interesting change here. Like, I really like it. And the last advice, the most important advice I'm gonna give you. Hear this. Don't skip. You need to remember this. Don't invade Russia. Just don't try. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. They learn. They're not gonna face you head on. No. They're gonna run away. And they're gonna run away so far until you cannot turn back. And when you turn back and you run away from them because your supply lines got wrecked, because your strategy is not to widen, but to go on some kind of thunder run, you're gonna be broken, you're gonna die, you're gonna fail. You're not gonna like it, you're not gonna like what's gonna happen. I swear, you're not gonna like what's gonna happen, right? You cannot mine them? Oh dear, I'm dead. Oh my god, it's clutch bro. So you cannot destroy these things back in the old versions. What the hell is a bucket? This is trash, by the way. Why did they keep this texture? I don't get it. This is the worst thing. Like, I'm fine with the block being 1, but Oh, the chests are individuals. I see. Okay, cool. Cool then. There's no seeds though. It's a cave. So, what? Ow. I'm dead. But we're gonna run away. No, run away. I cannot. I don't have a road up. Gonna try to go up first. Need eating right now. Yeah, but surely, remember, don't try to fight Russia. Just don't. Russia is not gonna use the strategy that you can win against. They're gonna use every single strategy because they know that if they face you head on, they're gonna lose. They know that if they face you, Napoleon, one of the greatest general in the world, they're gonna fail. They're gonna be defeated. So they're not gonna use regular tactics. They are willing to sacrifice everything. When they are retreating against you, they're not gonna just retreat. They're gonna run away and destroy everything in its path, everything in their path. Yes, they're gonna destroy their land, but it's much better than being under you. It's much better than being under France. That's their strategy, and it's quite vicious, but that's the only way they can win against you. You're like Napoleon, you're too awesome, but you know, they know how to avoid you. They know how to run away. And that's how they're gonna win. They're not gonna win by facing head on. They're gonna run away, they're gonna leave, and they're gonna avoid, oh shit, I'm gonna die. They're gonna avoid you. And that's how you lose. You know, so, you know what, I'm gonna end it now. It's because that's it for today. And yeah, you just need to not invade Russia. Please don't invade Russia. It's gonna be the end of your empire. And that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you next week.